Hello, and I'm making this video because I found a collection of some of my old schoolwork from when I was a kid. And when I was in grade 4, we were encouraged to write up a journal about our weekend every Monday morning at school. And I wasn't really that interested in talking about my weekend, but writing make-believe stories and I was very interested in science and technology and especially electron microscopes when I was a kid. And we're going to go through my journal book from 1992 and we're going to read some of the stuff in here. 3rd of February 1992. On Christmas we were at Sydney and we were at a flat with a swimming pool. It was a little deep at the deep end, about 1.8 metres. I dived high at the deep end and I touched the bottom with my body. 2 weeks ago, I went to my Electron Microscope Center at Gawler Central. 10th of February 1992. On Saturday, I went to work on my electron microscope. I was looking at a mite close up under the scanning electron microscope. The nose of a mite looks very interesting. Nothing like the nose of a human. 2 platy buds are there, feeling and smelling. Mites are very different insects. Ticks have different noses to mites. Ticks have 7 platy buds and 17 loby buds with holes on them. 17th of February 1992. On the weekend we went to Nan's house. We did nothing there. Her house is at Woodlands Park. She lives in a house with 2 bedrooms, 1 toilet, 1 bathroom, a dining room, a lounge room and a kitchen. Nan is having another room built at the back of the house. On the 2nd of March 1992. On Friday night at 11:30 PM, I went to my Electron Microscope Center. On the train, when the train stopped, it came to the Gawler Central. When I got off the train, it had 2 cars and it was new. When I went into my electron microscope, it was 12:30 AM. By 1 AM, it was raining. At 2:30, I loaded my electron microscope up before using SEM, means Scanning Electron Microscope. First, a fly, I was looking at the eyes and I took 1,000 micrographs of the fly's eye. 16th of March 1992. On Saturday, it was my dad's birthday. He turned 41 years old. He got clothes from Nan. We had a chocolate honey cream cake with 2 layers. We didn't sing happy birthday, we just blew the candles out. 23rd of March 1992. On Saturday night, we stayed at Nan's house. We stayed there until 2:30 AM. On Sunday morning, we had some pizza and I had a hot dog and 2 chocolate milks. Joseph and I played in the cellar. I burnt my elbow on a 150 watt light bulb. It was 1,000 degrees hot and it left a bump on my elbow. I did not get upset, but I swore because it was so hot. Nan had a little kitten. The kitten was about 10 weeks old. It was a blue tabby. It was very scared and it hid under a pile of wood. I had a very good weekend, apart from the Adelaide Crows, which lost that weekend to the Footscray. Because the Adelaide Crows are the team I go for in the AFL. I have been since 1991. On 30th of March 1992, on Sunday night, I began a dream at midnight at Adelaide University when the doors were shutting. I rushed in and hid There is an underground room with electron microscopes. There are 3 electron microscopes, 2 transmission and a scanning electron microscope. I went downstairs through another door, then the temperature outside was 2 degrees Celsius. That's when I went through the door and I went down a hall and I walked through 2 yellow doors, appeared with my torch. I unlocked the doors, locked from inside the room. I hid behind the scanning electron microscope. I put the electron microscope on at 1:10 a.m. and it was 0 degrees outside. At 1:20 a.m. I loaded the electron microscope and took 1,000 photographs. It was a fly I was looking at when I turned the scanning electron microscope off and could not get out. It was -5 degrees outside. I walked to the railway station and took the train at 5:40 a.m. It was 12 degrees Celsius. When I got home, Mum woke me up at 7 a.m. and it was going to be 46 degrees Celsius today. It was 15 degrees Celsius. That's the craziest thing. 13th of April 1992. It was a hot day and I decided to go out to the medical school. So I got in my car and raced off. When I got there, it was over 11:30 and the temperature was warm at 31 degrees Celsius. We went to a different section and I studied a part of the human intestine. Then we used the electron microscope. This is a story about a microorganism discovered on a meteorite from another world, magnified 1,200 times under the scanning electron microscope. It looks funny. On Friday night after school, I went to Karen's house, a friend of mine, for a sleepover. We had meat pies for tea. I played on their computer. Her mother took me home at 12:30 on Saturday. I sleep over at my friend's every 3 weeks. It is good at her house. I had a good sleep. But nothing romantic. I was too young back then. She actually has 3 kids now. I'm married as well. And we'll read one more story before ending this video. Okay. On Saturday, I used the scanning electron microscope for doing cross-sections of grass. I started to look at the grass at 1,000 times, at 5,000 times, a colony of one of the oval-shaped things. It's getting crazy as we read. 22nd of June 1992. That night on Sunday, I had a dream at midnight for 6 hours. I was in the city. It was a cold night and the sky was red. The temperature got down to 0 degrees Celsius. I went into the university, into the laboratories and the electron microscope. When I used it, I looked at parts of the body. I saw a lot of blood cells and one was broken to pieces. When I went inside, I discovered something strange. I don't know what to say. Crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and listen to all my music and watch my other videos. And this will be continued in part 2. Take care.